Justifying expensive purchases. One of the most difficult things for a new hire to justify are the luxury products we sell. This makes sense because sometimes a new hire is looking at the cost of the single product, and maybe this single product could pay for the rest of their college education. In the mind of a new hire, especially starting off in a new career, you may be thinking, there is no way I would ever spend that kind of money on this product. It's okay to admit this. Oftentimes, a new hire is working their tail off just to make rent themselves. To think of splurging on something that literally costs thousands that could be the worst financial move ever for the new hire. And yet, they're expected to believe it is a good purchase for someone else. How are you supposed to justify a purchase and sell a product to a customer with any sort of integrity if there isn't any scenario that you personally would buy the item you are selling? It is a huge hurdle that every person feels when they first start working at a high-end shop like this. Let me help you understand why and how you should do it and why your integrity is not at stake. Number one is that it's relative. $100 to me is very different than $100 to my 8-year-old child. For that matter, $100 to me is very different from $100 to Bill Gates. It's all relative. Just because you can't afford a splurge like the item you're selling doesn't mean that Bill Gates thinks twice about buying 20 of them, one for each of his homes. My 8-year-old and Bill Gates have very different buying powers. And how insulting is it to Bill Gates to assume he only wants the thing my 8-year-old can afford? Number two, price per wear. If you think about it, the most expensive things you've ever bought in your life have been the cheapest. That could be a $5 t-shirt that you bought on vacation that you washed one time at home and it shrunk up and you gave it away. That was $5 every time you wore it because you only wore it once, versus that $100 t-shirt that you've had for 5 years and that you absolutely love. The $100 t-shirt is very inexpensive because you've worn it hundreds of times, making it cost cents per wear versus the $5 for the one time you wore that cheaper item. Number three, quality versus quantity. My kids like radio-controlled cars. Actually, they love them. And you can buy an RC car for 20 bucks, or you can spend $1,000 on an RC car at a specialty store. Why? They must be the same, right? Wrong. They're not the same. A $1,000 car is something you will have for the rest of your life, and you buy parts to fix it when things go awry. Grandma keeps buying the kids radio-controlled cars for 20 bucks, and they continue to break the same day that by now, the kids could have each had their own customized radio control and become experts at repairing them. Quality is always a better long-term play than quantity. Number four, people spend money on their particular passions. What about when somebody says, I can't afford a $1,000 suit for my job interview, and yet they're scrolling on their $1,500 smartphone? How can they justify their expensive phone when, if they thought about it differently, they could spend $1,000 on a suit that could land them the job of their dreams, that higher income could finance their own phone dealership? Understanding that people spend more on their passions helps us understand that this may be the case on a luxury clothing item that they're looking at. Number five, it's a matter of respect to not limit your customer for what they want. It would be like a customer wanting to buy a Ferrari because you can't wrap your head around a $400,000 vehicle. You keep pushing for them to buy a Prius because that's what you would buy. Yeah, it's a lot less money, but it's not what they want. And yes, that's not something that you can justify in your mind, spending that kind of money for a car. But they're obviously in a different spot in their life, and they want a Ferrari for all the reasons that Ferrari gratifies their desires and the money isn't the deciding factor for them. It only is the deciding factor for you. But you aren't making a purchase. So why would you make it about you? Number 6, if you have no personal knowledge and as a new hire you can't wrap your head around the expense of these products, you're going to have an impossible time selling them. So what do? Rely on the integrity of the established business you represent that has been selling this level of product and has countless of satisfied customers to their name. As a matter of fact, next time you're interacting with a repeat customer, you can point blank ask them, what do you love about the products you buy here? And why do you feel like you're getting your money's worth every time you shop here? These 6 steps will help you justify the expensive purchases we're asking you to sell. And you can do it with integrity if you understand these principles.